There are hundreds of thousands, even millions of micro influencers, people between 10,000 and 100,000. And these are actually the best people because they built up so much trust with their audience. They've been spending years and years nurturing trust with their audience. But majority of the time, these people don't actually sell anything. Maybe they might have some little small discount code that some company gave them, but the people between 10 to 100,000 usually don't tend to promote much. Or if they do, not in a way that's smart. But what's cool is that these are regular people that have done all of the heavy work for you. They've done all of the heavy lifting for you. So now what you can do is you can partner with them and they can be your distribution and you give them a cut. The process is insanely simple. You find someone whose audience matches the product that you've created. So let's say, for example, you've had AI to create some sort of fitness related product for you. Well, then you find a fitness influencer. You reach out to them and you let them know that, hey, you have a perfect product for their audience. Now, instead of paying them an upfront fee, instead you give them a cut. Now, they prefer this anyways because they know that they'll be able to sell to their audience. As I said, some of these smaller brands, maybe they get a discount code and they get a small little percentage of it. But usually they're dealing with physical products. So, maybe they sell something for $30 and they get $1 of it. But with digital products, because there's no cost of goods, because our margins are 100%, you could give them 20%, 30%, 10%, 40%, hell, even if you want to, 50%. But let's just give you an example. Let's say you go to a fitness influencer with 50,000 followers, okay? You reach out and you say, hey, I have this fitness digital product that'll be perfect for your audience. And for every digital product you help me sell, I'm gonna give you 20% cut. Now, what actually happens in that instance? Well, then that micro influencer posts, and let's say out of their 50,000 followers, conservatively 0.1% of people buy. And it's a $97 digital product. That means that 50 people buy your digital product and $97. That's almost $5,000. You pay the influencer 20%, which is $970, and you keep the other 80%. I'll put all the math on screen, but that's whatever, like $3,800. And what's cool is that it's zero risk for you. You didn't pay a penny out of pocket until that money hit your account personally. And this is so much smarter than every other method because once again, you want to minimize as much risk as possible, okay? This is zero risk. It's so much smarter than spending $2,000 on Facebook ad when you first start. Now, later on in your digital product 2.0 journey, these are all things that you can do. But when you first start, you want to keep your risk as little as humanly possible. So with influencer arbitrage, you only spend money once you make money, okay? It's a win-win. And what's cool is that these micro influencers are so happy to work with you because they're always looking for good products that can benefit their audience. They have to do zero work outside of what they're already doing because you need to understand a lot of these micro influencers, they're just content creators and that's cool. Like that's their lane, but they're not thinking about how can I create products or how can I monetize or all this stuff. So what you do is you just have the digital product created for you. They do the selling. You're basically the middleman, which by the way, the most profitable businesses in the world. If you look at Airbnb, if you look at Uber, Airbnb doesn't own any properties. Uber doesn't own any car. They're basically just the middleman, okay? Someone else creates the product or the service. In this case, it's AI and the demand is there. And then they basically just sit back and make most of the profits. Exact same thing in this case. And that guy I mentioned earlier, Nathan, his entire business was built off this. He didn't waste time trying to become some influencer, superstar, this, that. And he also didn't try to burn money on all these ads. Instead, what he decided to do was partner up with these micro influencers and he was able to instantly tap into their audience, not ever have to even worry about selling. Once again, don't sell. Instead, find the right distribution channels. And I can tell you this is one of the best distribution channels you have available to you because it's zero risk. And this is why it's so exciting and this is why it's so accessible because you don't need to be famous. You don't need to have a big budget. Anyone